So one of the big stories coming into this year was Peyton Watson, who looked good in summer league, was tabbed as one of the guys that could help fill Bruce Brown's shoes. It's obviously been an up and down start to the season, but what have been your impressions of Watson so far and the areas that he'll need to develop in to make the kind of impact that we were hoping to see?
So he has tremendous defensive upside. He reminds you of a player like a Jaden McDaniels or a Herb Jones, just in terms of body type, length, and the spectacular plays that he makes on the defensive end. All of those guys will make blocks that you didn't see coming, get steals, or shut down players that are above their weight class. You know, you'll see him go up against one of the heavy hitting scorers and lock him up a possession or two, and you'll say, "Oh wow, that looked like something not everybody can do." His feel for the game, he still has a long way to go on that. His offensive game right now is very robust. There's a lot of talent there, but it's not very consistent. Sometimes the footwork is weird. Sometimes the shooting mechanics are weird. But for me, the thing that gives me hope about Peyton Watson over the stretch, and when you were asking me about how do I feel about it, it was a necessary, the losing streak to me was a necessary stumbling block for a young group of players that needed to realize, oh, we actually have a long way to go, and our flaws are disguised by the great players in front of us. But now that they're out in the open, it's like, okay, here's what we are. And Peyton Watson, to me, is a guy that needs to play hard when he's on the court at all times. That's what he brings to the table. First and foremost, if he brings nothing else, just be a guy that outworks your opponent and wears them down. I think he learned that. And now going in, the last handful of games, he's brought it every single night. So I think for me, he's over a hump where it's like, oh, I know what my role is on this team now. I got to execute that every game.
So thinking beyond Watson, a lot of the talk this summer was, how do the Nuggets replace the playoff minutes for Bruce Brown and to a lesser extent, Jeff Green? How confident are you on December 1st that the Nuggets have the pieces on the roster to adequately fill those minutes come playoff time? Or do you think a trade will eventually be needed?
So I think that they have it in terms of volume of players, but I don't know if they have it in positions. If you look at Reggie Jackson's game, I know it's one game, but that game in the Clippers, Bruce never had a game like that in the regular season. That was a peak that was beyond even what Bruce brought to the team. Now, is Reggie going to do that consistently? I don't know. We'll find out. He's having a great year, by the way. It's under the radar how Reggie Jackson is having a bounce back year, probably his best year in 3 seasons. And this is after when he got traded to Denver last year, he was given the spot in the rotation and then lost it because he played so poorly. Hangs around Denver all summer. To be with the young guys, to build chemistry with the second unit. And he has looked phenomenal so far this year. So I think they have it in terms of their backcourt. Christian Brown was there last year. He's a better player now. And then between Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther, Justin Holiday, they have guys that they can throw in, especially in a regular season. But what's their front court depth? Last year they had Jeff Green. Now you have Zeke Naji has had a pretty rough start to this season. They gave him a big contract expecting him to be good. They've had to go to Aaron Gordon as backup center. They don't like to do that in the regular season. They had to do it multiple times. So to me, in volume of players, I think they have 8 guys they can trust in the playoffs, but they don't have them spread out positionally in the way they need. And I'm worried that they're not going to have a backup big to just buy them 5, 6, 7 minutes in a playoffs when they get there.
Thinking about the young guys, could you give me an idea of your confidence level, like how you would rank those young players, like Christian Brown, Jalen Pickett, Julian Strawther, Peyton Watson? Like, how do you see those guys in terms of your confidence?
Christian Brown, I have a lot of confidence in because he has a skill that is at an elite level. He's an elite defender, even as a rookie. He's very disciplined. He's one of the most disciplined defenders in the league, especially for a second-year guy. And he has length and strength. So I know he can do something on the court at a high level. And he did it in the playoffs, by the way. He had Game 3 was called the Christian Brown game because of how great he was in the NBA Finals. So he's, to me, full circle of trust. Julian Strawther and Peyton Watson, I would say, are on schedule to being there by the end of the year in a limited capacity. If you're counting on those guys, like if there's an injury, okay, no, they're not ready to go and step up into a 20-minute per game role. But if you talk about a playoffs, you need guys to go out there and give you defense or give you shooting or whatever it is they specialize in for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. I think they're on pace to becoming players that you can trust to do that.